not able to log in through my laptop, so I've logged in through my phone. So, Damini, is it possible for you to put up the screen? Is it possible? And I will do the talking. So if you could put up the screen, is that possible?
Any option we can do, sir. If you want, I can do it. It's completely fine. You just let me know what PPT I need to open. I can open that one.
Yeah. So if you could open the I FAP landscape.
Okay.
And in I FAP landscape, if you can go to the probably towards the end, you will see a section on equity research. So in the interim, Damini is opening those slides. So guys, any doubts from what we discussed yesterday? So that's question is to the batch. Any doubt, questions, queries?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
And everybody clear with the book building concept, the couple of calculation that we discussed yesterday? Is everybody clear with that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Dam, did you got the PPT?
Yeah, I got the PPT. I'm just downloading and we'll start.
Okay. If it's too much a problem, then let it be. Then I can do the talking and explain the concept without PPT also. So देख लो अगर easy है तो ठीक है. Otherwise, that's not something which I'm dependent on. I can manage without that.
Yeah, I just need a 1 minute only now.
Okay. In the interim, just couple of offline discussions rather than keeping it silent. So, have you guys started resumed offices, or are you still working from home, guys? Anybody who has resumed offices, their office?
So,
I'm working from home. Yes,
working
sir.
from
Working from home.
Yes, sir. I am working from home.
So anybody in this batch who is being asked or required to go to the office, since, or is anybody in the batch who's required to go to the office? Still, no. Okay.
So the PPT is on.
That's
What slide I need?
Yeah. If you could. Yeah. If you could go. Yeah. Move on. Probably after 50 odd slides, just go to 51 slide.
Okay. Yeah. This is the one?
No.
Damini, move further. Yeah, go ahead. You will see a slide, say equity research. Move. Yeah. Move on.
What you
67.
I believe this one.
No. No. Equity research.
Move on.
Is it private equity or?
Move on.
Equity research.
No, move on. Yeah, move on. Yeah. So this is 82 शायद था. हाँ, ये. ठीक है. Move on. 84. If you could display it before. Yeah, yeah. Thanks.
Press that.
Okay. So guys, what I would do, I would do the talking piece, and you can look at this screen. I can't see the screen very clearly because I'm trying to open this on a phone, so it's not so visible from a Zoom perspective. But and the slides are for you, and I will explain the content again. Please bear with me in terms of this logistic issue. So there's no choice around this. It probably would the easier option would have been to cancel the session, but I don't think that's the way we want to work this. So we want to try our best so that if we're still forced into that logistic issue, at least let's give an attempt if we can make it. If probably that helps. So please feel free to ask in case any question. So as we discussed yesterday, and I think we took an example of mobile phone. So if you want to buy a mobile phone, you decide your preferences and then go out for search, and that search means selecting few handsets and then gathering information or researching for each of these handsets to get more information, and then finally you decide which stock you want to buy. Sorry, which mobile phone you want to buy. The same process when you do for deciding which equity stock you want to buy, that's called as equity research. So, for example, if I have 10,000 rupees and I decide, okay, I want to buy an equity stock, I will decide my preferences basis that I will select certain stocks. Now, from there on, I have to gather information. Either I do the research on my own, or I ask someone else to conduct a research on my behalf. So both are called as equity research. So for example, if so suppose you do not have a time or expertise and you're asking someone else to do on your behalf. So for example, these research houses, they do the research and they prepare a research report for their clients. So that's also an equity research. It's just that they charge from their clients to get an access to those research reports. So either you can do yourself or you can ask someone to do on your behalf. And what you receive from them is a form of a report, and that report comprises of all the information that is relevant for you. So take the decision whether you want to buy that stock or not. So we'll pause here and request you to go through this slide and let me know in case you have any doubt on this. Any doubt on this slide, guys? Is an introduction from a research perspective. Have you understood what do you mean by equity research? I have not explained ये करते कैसे हैं, but वो हम करेंगे detail में आगे. But what I'm trying to explain right now is to understand what is equity research. Let me give you another example to this. So, for example, if I have 10,000 rupees and let's assume I'm a global investor. So 10,000 would be a small amount. Let's assume I have $1 million. And I'm a global investor. So when I say global investor, what does this mean? This means that I can invest across the economies. So I can invest in India, US, Singapore, Japan. Chalo China bhi rakh lete hain. Let's assume we're not anti-China as of now. So and now I go to a research house or a research analyst and say, okay, can you help? So I'm asking for their opinion and input. What does that mean? So that research analyst, suppose now I come to you and you are research analyst. So what you will do, you will first do economic analysis. So what do you mean by economic analysis? First, you will review different economies, let's suppose India, China, a couple of uh, economies, and then you will select, okay, so you've selected India. That's the first filter that you have done. Basis certain parameters, you've selected India. यहाँ तक कोई doubt?
कुछ किया ही नहीं अभी तो.
Sorry, Shan.
No sir, no, nothing.
And again, same advice. Please try and take notes on your notepads. So now, once this economic analysis is done, and suppose you as a research analyst have selected India. Okay, so India is the economy where you were saying this. You would recommend to me that investment should be made, and then India mein kahan pe? Then you will do an industry analysis. So India may you have banking sector, you have FMCG, you have education, auto, and hell lot of sectors. So let's say you do a further analysis and you decide, okay, let's invest into auto sector or a banking sector. You select two sectors. So this is called a sectorial analysis or industry analysis, where you are conducting an analysis again on certain defined parameters and then further narrowing down your selected economy from economy to an industry. So this is level 2 analysis. Level 1 was an economy analysis. Level 2 was industry analysis. So suppose you've selected now auto sector, and then auto में कहाँ invest करना है? मारुति में करूँ, टोयोटा में करूँ, होंडा में करूँ, किस में invest करूँ? And then you do a further analysis, which is level 3 analysis. That's called as company analysis. And then company analysis करके आपने finally decide किया कि let's assume मारुति सुजुकी में invest करना चाहिए. So this approach is called as E for economy, I for industry, and C for company. This approach is called as EIC analysis. And this broader process of doing the research, whether you're doing it at economy level, whether you're doing a level 2, which is industry level, and you're doing a level 3, the end objective is you want to finally pick or recommend a stock or an equity stock for your client, and that's why this entire process becomes an equity research. So again, I will pause here and see if you've absorbed this, or in case you have any doubts or questions like me.
So can you
So
repeat
sorry.
EIC?
Yeah, exactly. Even I had the same question.
Yeah.
So did you understood the first piece? So the example that I gave you, that so suppose if you are a global investor, guys, am I audible?
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir.
Okay. So suppose if let's assume you are a global investor and you want to invest, but you don't have time or you don't have skill set to do this analysis. So you come to me. Suppose I'm a research analyst and I'm one of the research houses. So you come to me. And suppose let's assume this is Ishan. So Ishan will come to me and Ishan will tell me that, sir, I have this much of investment and I'm a global investor and I can invest across the economy. So मेरे लिए रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है. आप इंडिया में कहोगे, इंडिया में, चाइना, यूएस, जहां पे भी आपको लगता है, मुझे रिटर्न दिलवाओ बस. Guys, please let me know in case you have a doubt. So then I said okay. Then अब मेरे को फर्स्ट क्या सेलेक्ट करना है? पहले मुझे ईशान के लिए इकोनॉमी चूज करनी पड़ेगी. ईशान को इंडिया में इन्वेस्ट चाइना में कर रहा हूँ, which economy is a good economy for him to invest in. So I will pause here, and this is economy analysis, and that's called as E. Guys, आप respond करोगे तो better है, because the silence will not
So,
be
So your
any
voice
help.
is
So
breaking.
it is
yeah, you have to
brother,
mute
your
yourself.
voice.
Not hello. So
So there's a
not
disturbance
audible.
in your voice.
Should I repeat the first piece? Am I
Economy
am
part
I
is
audible now?
okay. Yeah, yeah. After economy part, we couldn't hear.
Yeah, we only could hear till economy.
हाँ, तो इकोनॉमी ही बताया था, उसके बाद तो मैंने म्यूट कर दिया था. आई वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग कि आप कुछ क्वेरी है, कुछ क्वेश्चन है तो बताओ. सो मैंने इकोनॉमी ही बताया अभी तक. सो अभी एवरीबॉडी क्लियर विद इकोनॉमी. इकोनॉमी एनालिसिस जो लेवल 1 बताया, हाँ, वो उसी का ई है. जो ई आई सी मैंने बताया, उसी का ई इज इकोनॉमी एनालिसिस. सो अगेन आई विल पॉज हियर फॉर 30 सेकेंड्स एंड सी अगर आपको कोई डाउट या क्वेरी है तो. Okay. So, in case no doubt on this, so suppose I have selected India for Ishan based on economy analysis. That's E for economy. Now, I can't tell Ishan that go and invest in India, because he will ask, "ठीक है, India में कहाँ invest करूँ?" It has to be a security, correct? Investment कहाँ करूँ? कौन सा stock खरीदूँ? कुछ specific बताना पड़ेगा. Generic कि India में invest कर दो, that's not going to help Ishan. Then I will do level 2 analysis, which is industry analysis. I उसमें industry analysis करूंगा. So what I will do, I will select different industries or sectors which are growing sectors in Indian economy. कि India क्यों कर रहा हूँ? कि India मैंने select किया, मैं और narrow down कर रहा हूँ. I'm going to level 2. तो India के अंदर में इंडस्ट्री सेलेक्ट करनी है, सेक्टर सेलेक्ट करना है. तो मैंने कुछ सेक्टर्स पिक करे, लाइक ऑटो, बैंकिंग, एफएमसीजी, एजुकेशन, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, सर्विसिंग. ये मैंने सेक्टर्स पिक करके एनालिसिस किया. एंड देन मेरे को लगता है कि यार ऑटो सेक्टर का ग्रोथ ज्यादा होने वाला. अच्छा, तो मैंने ईशान के लिए ऑटो सेक्टर सेलेक्ट कर लिया. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज इंडस्ट्री एनालिसिस. आई अगेन आई विल पॉज हियर. कोई डाउट है तो पूछो. तो दो पार्ट्स हो गए. ई इकोनॉमी एनालिसिस, आई इंडस्ट्री एनालिसिस. कोई डाउट?
No. No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So in case, so we're done with the first two steps, which is economy analysis and economy analysis first, and second is industry analysis. Then suppose if I've selected auto sector for Ishan, now I can't tell Ishan go and invest into auto sector. He will ask me, sir, ठीक है, auto का कौन सा stock खरीदूं, कौन सी company का shares खरीदूं, correct? So then I have to do a level 3 analysis, which is company analysis. C for company. Then I will analyze good companies in Indian auto sector for me to finally select कि अच्छा इंडिया में ऑटो सेक्टर के अंदर कौन सी कंपनी अच्छी कंपनी है इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए. एंड दैट्स वेयर this analysis will conclude, and then I will finally select, okay, let's do Maruti Suzuki. So मैंने कहा Maruti, so I will prepare a report, and उस report में मैं ईशान को सबमिट करूंगा, और उस रिपोर्ट में पहले इकोनॉमी क्यों सिलेक्ट किया वो लिखा होगा, फिर इंडस्ट्री क्यों सिलेक्ट किया, कैसे किया, क्या पैरामीटर्स किया वो लिखा होगा, एंड देन फाइनली उसमें लिखा होगा कि इंडस्ट्री में करने के बाद ये हमने कंपनी एनालिसिस किया है और ये रीजंस है, ये बैकग्राउंड है, और इसलिए हमारा रिकमेंडेशन है कि आप इस कंपनी का स्टॉक खरीद लीजिए। इसको, इस पूरे प्रोसेस को, जो ये ब्रॉडर है, इसको इक्विटी रिसर्च बोलते हैं, और ये जो मेथोलॉजी मैंने फॉलो करी इसको EIC एनालिसिस बोलते हैं, बिकॉज मैंने उसको इकोनॉमी किया, फिर इंडस्ट्री किया, फिर कंपनी। इसको टॉप डाउन अप्रोच भी बोलते हैं, लिख लीजिए आप, टॉप डाउन। पहले इकोनॉमी, टॉप से आप थिंक लाइक अ बर्ड, आप एक ऐसे बर्ड है जो ग्लोबली कहीं भी जा सकते हैं, तो आप वो बर्ड इंडिया के ऊपर आ गए, फिर इंडिया से ऑटो पे आ गए, फिर ऑटो से ऑटो सेक्टर से फिर आप मारुति पे आ गए, ठीक है। अगेन आई विल पॉज हियर, कोई डाउट है कुछ ऐसे? दो कॉन्सेप्ट्स आपको समझ आ जाने चाहिए, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय इक्विटी रिसर्च एंड व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय EIC एनालिसिस और टॉप डाउन अप्रोच। आई विल पॉज हियर, कुछ डाउट है तो कुछ? Guys, कोई डाउट यहाँ तक? Are we clear with these two concepts called equity research and EIC analysis? EIC analysis is also called or referred as top-down approach. Any doubt, guys? It's important.
No, sir. No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, and if suppose, because I will do this research, and this is a full-fledged, sophisticated research that I will do for Ishan. And if I tell Ishan, if I'm going to do this research, and I will charge you because I will be putting my time and effort into this research, I will charge you. That's where these equity research houses or research houses makes money. So Ishan will subscribe to me. Okay, मेरे को निशांत के रिसर्च पे भरोसा है, तो ये मेरी सब्सक्रिप्शन ले लेगा या मेरी रिसर्च रिपोर्ट्स को खरीदना शुरू करेगा. He might not invest basis that, अगर जैसे मैंने 3 रिसर्च रिपोर्ट शुरू करी, उसको 3 में से 2 अच्छी लगी, उसने 2 का इन्वेस्टमेंट किया और एक में नहीं किया, that's okay. But he will subscribe to that research reports because he believe कि जो हम एनालिसिस करते हैं और हम रिसर्च करते हैं वो अच्छा करते हैं. And that's what the equity research or the research business is all about. Guys, समझ आया आप लोगों को?
Yes, sir. Understood.
And please try and understand more from a practical perspective. Theory slide पे देख के definition रटना is not going to help you too much. अब इसका एक उल्टा एक रिवर्स साइड भी, एक रिवर्स अप्रोच भी होता है जो हम फॉलो करते हैं. इज अ बॉटम अप अप्रोच. लेट्स टेक अनदर एग्जांपल. अब ईशान, लेट्स अज्यूम ईशान एक यूके कार मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी है, ठीक है, और ईशान, एंड आई एम एन इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंक. ईशान मेरे पास आता है, कहता है मुझे इंडिया में मारुति को खरीदना है, एक्वायर करना है. तो चेक करो, इज दिस अ गुड टारगेट मतलब जिसको एक्वायर करना है, जिसको एक्वायर करना उसको टारगेट बोलते हैं. इज अ गुड टारगेट और नॉट? तो अब आप मुझे बताओ, अब मैं क्या करूंगा? पहले मैं कंपनी एनालिसिस करूंगा कि पहले मैं इकोनॉमी एनालिसिस करूंगा?
Company analysis, please.
या नहीं? तो मैं कंपनी एनालिसिस करूंगा पहले. तो मैंने कहा अच्छा मारुति तो सेलेक्ट हुई है, बट मारुति ठीक ठाक है कि वो चेक कर लेते हैं. मैंने मारुति का एनालिसिस किया, मारुति ठीक लगती है. फिर अगर ये डील बहुत बड़ी है तो व्हाट वी डू, वी डोंट स्टॉप देयर, वी से ओके ठीक है मारुति तो ठीक है, बट ऑटो सेक्टर भी देख लो। क्यों? क्योंकि मारुति का जो फ्यूचर है वो इंडिया के ऑटो सेक्टर पर डिपेंडेंट होगा। यू एग्री
Exactly.
गाइस?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir. Yes, sir.
ऐसा तो होगा नहीं कि इंडियन ऑटो सेक्टर नीचे जा रहा है और मारुति ऊपर जा रहा है, बिकॉज मारुति वुड बी अ सबसेट ऑफ इंडियन ऑटो सेक्टर। यस और नो?
Correct, sir. Correct, sir.
तो फिर देन व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल आल्सो डू द इंडस्ट्री एनालिसिस। चलो ठीक है, मारुति तो कंपनी ठीक ठाक लग रही है, बट फ्यूचर में अगर ऑटो सेक्टर की हालत खराब होने वाली है तो मारुति की भी हालत खराब हो जाएगी। चलो इसलिए इंडस्ट्री एनालिसिस भी कर लो। एंड देन आई डू द इंडस्ट्री एनालिसिस एंड मैंने कहा चलो इंडस्ट्री एनालिसिस कर लिया और इंडियन ऑटो सेक्टर ठीक ठाक दिख रहा है। मैंने कहा यार ऑटो सेक्टर तो ठीक है, बट ऑटो सेक्टर की ग्रोथ इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन इंडियन इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ गाइस। एंड ऑटो सेक्टर इज वन ऑफ दोज सेक्टर्स, आई डोंट नो कितने लोग यहाँ पे इकोनॉमिक बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं, बट आई विल ट्राई नॉट गेट इन टू मच ऑन दैट साइड, बट auto sector, banking sectors, these are some of those sectors which are heavily dependent on economic growth. जैसे इकोनॉमी में अगर इन्फ्लेशन और इंटरेस्ट रेट ऊपर नीचे होता है तो ऑटो सेक्टर को बहुत ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट मिलता है। सॉरी, सो आर यू ओके दैट कि अगर मुझे इंडियन ऑटो सेक्टर को एनालाइज करना है तो मुझे उसका इकोनॉमी से भी लिंक देखना चाहिए?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then I will do economy analysis also. So I am still following those three steps, E, I, C, but I'm following in reverse order. So C will become first, I will become second, and E will become third. And this is called as bottom-up approach. And still is a equity research, but इसमें क्योंकि टारगेट पहले से आइडेंटिफाइड था, उस टारगेट का सिर्फ रेफ चेक कर रहे हैं, तो इसलिए नीचे से ऊपर गए। पहले वाले अप्रोच में ईशान को पता ही नहीं था कहाँ इन्वेस्ट करना है, तो इसलिए हमने ऊपर से नीचे की तरफ फॉलो किया। अगेन आई विल पॉज हियर, सी आपको दोनों समझ आ गए हैं? कोई डाउट हो, क्वेरी हो? Any doubt till this point?
No, sir.
No.
बॉटम अप, टॉप डाउन, दोनों क्लियर है?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
बहुत सिंपल लेमन एग्जांपल्स अगर आपको समझना हो, मान लो आपको कार, जो अनिरुद्ध, लेट्स अज्यूम आपको कार खरीदनी है, ठीक है? आपने डिसाइड किया कि यार मेरे को घर से ऑफिस जाने में कार चाहिए, अभी लॉकडाउन खत्म हो जाएगा तो कोविड है, ये मैं नहीं जाऊंगा पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट से, तो कार खरीदनी है। तो आपकी जेनरिक है कि मुझे कार खरीदनी। अब आप कैसे एनालाइज करना स्टार्ट करो? पहले कौन सी कंपनी की खरीदना चाहते हो, फिर कौन सा ब्रांड खरीदोगे, कौन सा मॉडल खरीदोगे? आप टॉप डाउन फॉलो करोगे ना, ऊपर से नीचे आओगे, करेक्ट?
Yes, sir. Top down
अब
generally.
रिवर्स करते हैं, करेक्ट? अब रिवर्स करते हैं। अब आप घर पे लॉकडाउन में बैठे एंड यू सिटिंग एट योर होम एंड सपोज यू आर इन द बालकनी और टेरेस ऑफ योर हाउस, तो आपने देखा नीचे कार जा रही है और वो कार आपको पसंद आ जाती है, और लेट्स अज्यूम उस कार के पीछे आप देख लेते हो, लेट्स अज्यूम ये सियाज है। तो अब आपको क्या है, मेरे को गाड़ी तो खरीदनी है, बट ये गाड़ी खरीद के देखते हैं, या ये गाड़ी पर सर्च कर लेते हैं, ये गाड़ी अच्छी है, अपने बजट में आती है कि नहीं आती, फीचर्स क्या है, टेक्नोलॉजी क्या है। अब आप रिवर्स करोगे, करेक्ट? पहले आप उस मॉडल के इंजन को पढ़ना शुरू करोगे, फिर आप ब्रांड को देखोगे, उसके सर्विस सेंटर्स हैं कि नहीं है, अब आप क्या करो, बॉटम अप अप्रोच फॉलो करो। क्यों? क्योंकि टारगेट पहले से आइडेंटिफाई हो चुका है।
Correct. I'm ensuring whether it is right or not. So this is
Right,
why.
whether the target that you have identified is it right or not. There's a possibility in that process you might come to a conclusion this target is not good enough and you might leave the target.
Correct. Correct.
तो आप लोगों को बॉटम और टॉप डाउन समझ आया? किसी को भी डाउट यहाँ तक?
No, sir. Understood.
Understood.
Just there is one thing. So for bottom to up approach, is it always necessary that we always have a target? Only then it is possible. Otherwise, not. Right.
Yes. So in a bottom up approach, you always will have first target defined. That's the reason you will follow this. And generally, in a transaction like M&A, generally we try and use this approach.
Okay. Got it, sir.
कोई और डाउट किसी को?
Sir, is there any specific entity which do equity research for like individual customer or corporate customer?
Yeah, so there are companies. So it depends upon कि क्या transaction size. For example, अगर से suppose अगर ईशान को 10,000 रुपीज इन्वेस्ट करने हैं और ईशान को 10,000 रुपीज के लिए रिसर्च करना है, तो रिसर्च हाउस इसके लिए 10,000 रुपीज से कुछ नहीं करने वाला, क्योंकि जो फीस वो चार्ज करने वाले हैं वही 10,000 रुपीज से ज्यादा होने वाली है. सो ईशान इज नॉट गोइंग टू पे 1 लाख रुपीज फॉर एन इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ 10,000 रुपीज. इट डजंट मेक सेंस. सो ईशान विल लुक फॉर रिसर्च जो फ्री में मिल रही होगी या जो बहुत कम पैसे पे मिल रही होगी. सो जो ब्रोकिंग हाउस होते हैं, एडेलवेस, आईसीआईसी डायरेक्ट, शेर खान, ये वो कंपनीज है जो फ्री में रिसर्च देती रहती है. तो ईशान उनकी रिसर्च को यूज करेगा, क्योंकि वो रिसर्च करते हैं इंडिविजुअल्स के लिए, लाइक यू एंड मी, एंड वी विल नॉट पे मच बिग अमाउंट फॉर द रिसर्च पीस. I'm not sure whether I think it was Richa who raised that question.
Yes, sir.
So, but let's assume now Ishan becomes a global investor and he's an FII. He's looking to invest in India in a capacity of an FII, or let's assume a hedge fund. Now he has $1 million to invest, a big stake for him. For that, he will not mind paying few dollars or probably 1 lakh rupees, because उसको पता है इतना बड़ा स्टेक है, गलत लगा दिया तो पूरा पैसा डूब जाएगा. तो ठीक है, किसी एक्सपर्ट से अच्छा एनालिसिस करवा लो और उस एनालिसिस के बदले में फीस भी पे करना पड़े तो कर देंगे. हाँ या ना?
Yes, sir.
So that's where the McKinsey or the big research houses will come into picture.
Okay, like some mutual funds company and this your share brokerage company will do a small research, but investment banker and they will all do this research for their clients.
Yeah.
They can do.
Yeah. So correct. So what we do is more on the category of the big corporates, where the transaction size and scales are very, very big, so that we can charge client on the research side. But generally for small retail individual investors, generally these broking house or these small firms, they do the research, and generally these research are free. जैसे आपने देखा होगा इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स में, if you've started reading economic times, जनरली इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स में जो फाइनेंशियल मार्केट वाला जो सेक्शन आता है, उसमें जनरली कुछ स्टॉक्स लिखे होते हैं, उस पर एक पैरा और हाफ पैरा होता है, विच ये स्टॉक अच्छा है बुरा है. कभी कभी आपको ईमेल्स भी आते रहते हैं, कभी कभी आपको एसएमएस भी आते रहते हैं. तो वो सब ब्रोकिंग हाउस फ्री में रिसर्च आपको दे रही है. और क्यों दे रही है वो भी अगर आपको प्रैक्टिकली समझना है, विच आई थिंक समझना चाहिए, कि वो ब्रोकिंग हाउस, तो अगर आपको एडेलविस और शेर खान मैसेज भेजते हैं ये खरीद लो, वो अपनी रिसर्च आपको फ्री में क्यों दे रहे हैं? फर्स्ट, क्योंकि वो चाहते हैं जब आप खरीदोगे, क्योंकि उनका आपका जो ब्रोकिंग अकाउंट है वो शेर खान के साथ होगा, तभी आपको मैसेज कर रहे हैं. तो आप जब खरीदोगे तो उनके थ्रू जब ट्रांजेक्ट करोगे तो उनको ब्रोकरेज मिलेगा, सो दे विल मेक मनी बट थ्रू ब्रोकरेज, नॉट थ्रू रिसर्च.
Sir, you are not audible.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah. So, yeah, Richa. So, is that clear? The commercial part of it? कि ब्रोकिंग फर्म
Yes,
जो
sir.
फ्री में देती है बट वो पैसा फिर भी कमाती है ब्रोकरेज के थ्रू, क्योंकि आप ट्रेड तो उन्हीं से करोगे ना.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Now, Damni, if you could move to the next slide.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 85. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
So guys, आप ये देख लो. This is what research analysis is expected to do. ये मैंने broadly cover कर लिया है, but just to ensure कि you get it right, तो आप एक बार देख लीजिए. So for example, sometime when you're doing the research, you need to speak to the management of the company to understand what their future plans are. टॉप जो फर्स्ट टॉप पे ऊपर जो सेक्शन है, मैं उसको देख रहा हूँ, स्पीक टू द मैनेजमेंट. आर वी क्लियर विद दिस? पर ये तभी कर पाओगे जब आप एक बहुत बड़ी रिसर्च हाउस का पार्ट हो. सपोज एक छोटी मोटी रिसर्च कंपनी तो कोई मैनेजमेंट एंटरटेन नहीं करेगा, भगा देगा. बट इफ यू आर पार्ट ऑफ अ बिग रिसर्च हाउस और पार्ट वर्किंग ऑफ रिसर्च टीम ऑफ some decent or good investment banking, and then some of the big companies will entertain your meeting appointments as well. Then if you're working on that research, then generally you provide written commentary. राइट साइड में लास्ट जो टैब है, प्रोवाइड रिटन कमेंट्री, वो मैंने बता दिया. रिसर्च रिपोर्ट. एंड जनरली इफ यू वर्क इफ यू रिसर्च एनालिसिस इन अ डिसेंट साइज ऑफ द कंपनी, आप ऐसा नहीं है कि एक ही स्टॉक पर रिसर्च करते हो, आप पैरेलली एक से ज्यादा स्टॉक पर रिसर्च करते हो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन योर कैपेबिलिटी. सो दैट्स वेयर one of the points mentioned on this slide. Now, the another important point you need to understand. So, जैसे शेर खान है या एडलविस है, तो वो जो रिसर्च करके है, वो रिसर्च करके आपको जो एसएमएस आता है, वो तो एक तरीका हो गया. दूसरा, उनकी जो इंटरनल सेल्स टीम होती है, वो रिसर्च रिपोर्ट उनको भी देते हैं, और फिर वो सेल्स टीम आपको अप्रोच करती है कि सर हमारे ये स्टॉक खरीद लो, बिकॉज हम हमारी रिसर्च एनालिसिस के हिसाब से ये दिस इज वन ऑफ दोस गुड इन्वेस्टमेंट्स. So that's also possible, and that's why you've seen one of the tab which says the inputs are given to the sales team. कोई डाउट यहाँ तक?
There's a statement covers 7-12 related companies within an industry. Can you explain on that?
So Swapnil, as I mentioned, if you're working as a research analyst, तो ऐसा नहीं है आपको एक ही कंपनी पे रिसर्च करने को बोला जाएगा, तो आपको एक से ज्यादा कंपनीज पे रिसर्च करने को बोला जाएगा. फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से आप कंपनी ऑटो सेक्टर दे दिया, तो ऑटो सेक्टर की जितनी भी कंपनीज है, 8-10 कंपनी, सबका आपको रिसर्च करने को बोला जाएगा.
And this is both in EIC and top down and bottom up.
Yeah, so I think whether you have to follow a top down, whether you have to follow a bottom up approach, that's something you have to decide depending upon what's the requirement. But दोनों ही केस में आपको कंपनी तो एक से ज्यादा रिसर्च करनी ही पड़ेगी ना. So this point
That
is
will get
not
covered in the industry only, no? So industry research when we do, so it will be for multiple companies.
What if you're assigned 3-4 industries?
So that will be an EIC approach.
What if if so suppose only you have been assigned as in, let's assume, banking and in auto, so which means you have expertise of banking and auto. But let's assume if you want to understand a pharma company, then what would you do? You have to go to some other research analyst and seek inputs from them, correct?
Right.
तो टू कीप इट सिंपल, कंपनीज क्या करती है, एक्सपर्टीज बिल्ड करने के लिए सेक्टर्स को एलोकेट कर देती है और कंपनीज को एलोकेट कर देती है, जिससे एक्सपर्टीज बिल्ड हो सके. अदरवाइज सब लोग,
Okay.
if an organization have 10 research analysts, all 10 research analysts will do everything and it's a jack of all trade but master of none हो जाएगा.
Master of okay. Fair enough. And one more, cell side research. What does this include?
So cell side research is, see for example, जैसे कि अगर let's assume शेर खान या एडलवेज रिसर्च कर रहा है, so their objective is to sell their research idea. Okay, so they want people to buy their research reports. So which means they are selling their idea, or they are selling their research, or they are selling their inputs. That's called as sell side research.
Okay.
Okay. Damni, if you could move to the next slide.
Done, sir.
Okay, thanks. So this I've explained to you. इतना slide इतने अच्छे से structures में नहीं है, but जो मैंने आपको एग्जांपल बताया, try and understand this piece. जहाँ पे एनालिस्ट लिखा है वो रिसर्च एनालिस्ट है, वो एनालिसिस करके अपने सेल्स टीम को देता है. यहाँ तक क्लियर है? वो सेल्स टीम एक म्यूचुअल फंड के फंड मैनेजर के पास जाता है और बोलता है ये हमारा एनालिसिस है, आप खरीद लो स्टॉक, और वो फंड मैनेजर फिर खरीद लेता है स्टॉक. दिस इज द वे यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस स्लाइड. और यही मैंने पीछे बताया था कि जो रिसर्च एनालिस्ट होते हैं वो अपनी सेल्स टीम को एनालिसिस करके देते हैं, सेल्स टीम जाके क्लाइंट से बात करती है और डील करवाती है. Any doubt on this slide? Guys, any doubt on this slide?
No, sir.
Okay. Damni, if you move to the next slide.
Yes, sir. I moved. Done, sir.
So there could be another workflow where research team ने research report directly client के साथ share कर दी and sales वाला उसको फिर follow up करता है. So that's also possible. ये slide पे अगर आप देखोगे direct analysis से arrow जो है fund manager के पास है. So what happens is generally happens where there are big investments. For example, fund manager को कोई doubt है और उसको बात करनी, तो वो डायरेक्टली रिसर्च एनालिस्ट से बात करना शुरू कर देता है. So in case you doubt on this slide, कुछ एक्स्ट्रा नहीं है. So what the slide says that in certain type of transaction, the client or the fund manager starts interacting directly with the ठीक है, then you can move on.
Move. Done.
ठीक है, ये नेक्स्ट कपल ऑफ स्लाइड में कुछ एक्स्ट्रा नहीं है, जो हमने किया है वही है. सो इफ यू कैन मूव फर्दर, स्लाइड 90 पे आओगे आप.
हाँ. This is 90.
हाँ, या now, so if you look at slide 90, आपको अगर याद हो तो मैंने जब हमने फर्स्ट लैंडस्केप का फर्स्ट सेशन किया था, जिसमें मैंने आपको एक सेमी सर्कल्स स्लाइड में सेमी सर्कल्स बने हुए थे डिफरेंट कलर्स, वो कराया था. उसमें फिर रिमेंबर वहां पे मैंने आपको प्रोप्राइटरी ट्रेडिंग भी बताया था कि दो तरह के बिजनेस होते हैं, प्रोप्राइटरी ट्रेडिंग एक होता है सेल्स बिजनेस. याद है आप लोग को?
Yes, sir.
नाउ सो लेट्स अज्यूम ये जो आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट है, ये एनालिस्ट जो है आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट का एनालिस्ट है, उसने कुछ रिसर्च करा और उसको लगता है मारुति का स्टॉक खरीद लेना चाहिए. तो अब वो अपने क्लाइंट को बोलता है और सेल्स टीम फॉलो करती है और क्लाइंट खरीद लेता है. वो उसका सेल्स बिजनेस है, इसको एजेंसी बिजनेस भी बोलते हैं. बट उसने एनालिसिस करके आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट के ट्रेडर को दे दिया और ट्रेडर ने आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट के लिए खुद आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट के नाम से आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट के लिए ही खरीद लिया. दैट्स ऑल्सो पॉसिबल. उसको प्रोप्राइटरी ट्रेडिंग बोलते हैं. इस वाले केस में जो प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस होगा वो आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट को होगा. जो एजेंसी बिजनेस है उसको प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस क्लाइंट को होगा, बट आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट को सिर्फ कमीशन या ब्रोकरेज मिलेगा. कोई डाउट यहाँ पे? देख लीजिए. आई विल पॉज हियर फॉर 30 seconds, सी इफ यू ऑब्जर्व्ड कोई डाउट है कुछ. Any doubt? Have you understood proprietary trading and agency-based trading and how the research helps in both?
Could you repeat the example of ICC?
So suppose ICICI Direct जो research analyst है slide पे, let's assume जो research analyst है वो that research analyst is from ICICI Direct. तो research analyst ने research किया and then he believes that Maruti stock is a good stock to buy, and then he gives his recommendation to the client and the sales team follow up with the client and then client finally buys the stock. So this is called as agency business or sales based business or broking business for the ICICI Direct. Any doubt till this piece?
No, so that is clear.
Another option is the ICICI Direct does a research and gives that recommendation or shares that analysis with the ICICI Direct का ट्रेडर. तो अगर आप इस स्लाइड में देखोगे वो डायरेक्ट एरो मिलेगा आपको एक नीचे, तो वो आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट के ट्रेडर के साथ शेयर कर दे. जैसे ट्रेडिंग डेस्क लिखा ना, ट्रेड डेस्क, वहां उसकी बात कर रहा हूँ. वो ट्रेडर है और आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट के ट्रेडर ने आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट के पैसों से आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट के लिए उसी के नाम पे मारुति के शेयर्स खरीद लिए. और अब प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस जो होगा वो आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट को होगा, क्लाइंट को नहीं होगा. यस और नो?
Right, sir.
इस टाइप ऑफ ट्रांजेक्शन को प्रोप्राइटरी ट्रेडिंग.
Proprietary. Okay. Okay. Got it.
Any other doubt?
No, sir. Under proprietary and agency.
Okay, thanks. So now, so we've understood equity research, we've understood EIC, we've understood bottom-up approach, we've understood where to use which one, and we also understood how these research helps into agency-based business and how these research helps into the proprietary trading. Damini, if you could move to the next slide.
Done, sir.
So I think this is a critical slide, especially for some of you who is looking at this program more from a career perspective, from a job perspective, and if you have a preference to get into equity research. So what the slides is trying to tell you. So probably what we do when we hire people, we generally try and so a lot of organizations follow different structures. So some of the organizations have a very clear eligibility criteria that you need to hold an MBA or a CFA degree to get into these kind of roles. So that's one criteria that we look at. For some of the roles into the team, especially at the beginning level roles into this team, these criteria are also relaxed, and if the candidate still has the ability and has a knowledge and a skill set and a right attitude, then those people are also absorbed. So what you need to understand from and take away from this slide, that if you want to get into equity research, but if you don't hold these educational degrees, it's the door is not closed. It's still possible, but the journey becomes a little different. And then you need to ensure that you get those right skills from a knowledge and attitude perspective to ensure that you are able to get inside that door and from a career perspective. Apart from this, I think बाकी जो slides with designations वगैरह लिखे हैं, I don't want to get into too much on that right now, because that varies on the performance that somebody how somebody performs in our team. So there's a possibility some might get promoted in first year, somebody might not get promoted for 5 years as well. So that completely depends upon how you perform and what value you add to the our business. Any doubt on this? To me, this is critical from a perspective. How do you take this up and try and understand where you are right now and what's your educational background? What are the weaker links that you have, and accordingly plan this journey. Journey means journey from this program perspective, as well as journey from if you want to get into research. Again, I will pause here. Kuch doubt hai, questions to the people. Ishan, in case you're asking something, I can't hear you.
No, sir.
Okay. In case no doubt, so Damini, can you move to the next slide?
Yes, sir. I am now 92 slide.
You can move on to the next slide. This is not too critical. Move on. Next slide. Damini, next slide. Yeah. So one of the easiest way to get into and make some corporate experience or connections is intern. We do take a lot of interns into these roles, into these teams. So please, if you want to get into these career in the future from a long-term perspective, look out and watch out for these internships assignments, and these are not free. The candidates are paid decently into these internship program, and more than I think the commercial part of it, आपको काफी कुछ सीखने को मिलता है. In most of the cases, we give offers back to these interns who are able to impress us, and generally मिल जाता है offer. The interns gets converted into the employee or FTE with us. So, but what I want you to take away from this slide is that don't close your mindset in terms of that I will not take an intern. There are a lot of flexibilities that are being given. So, for example, if you're already working and you say, okay, I want to work on this project, but I would need some from a timing flexibility perspective because you might have an office. So that flexibility, most of the organization gives those flexibility so that you can work on that small assignment or project. So, and of course, if you complete an internship, you get a certificate as well, and that's something that can help you to overcome the weakness of your resume if you don't have something in your resume which is relevant from a research perspective. So in your next job application, that resume becomes more attractive vis-a-vis not having that intern on your resume. Any doubt on this?
No, sir.
Sir. Okay. Sorry, Shan, you were asking something?
I said no, sir.
Okay. Damni, if you could move to the next slide.
Yes. This is the one.
हाँ ठीक है. So broadly जो research roles होते हैं, research analysts होते हैं, their day-to-day job gets generally it's being categorized into three categories. One is pre-market, then during the market, post-market. So pre-market is market खुलने से पहले they need to do certain activities, and during the market they need to keep a track on the market, and then once market closes they do their other stuff. So I think that's relevant. That's the only piece which is relevant from this slide. Don't try and take too much from them. ऐसे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वर्क नहीं होता, they don't work from a timing perspective. ठीक है, so कभी लेट भी होता है, कभी जल्दी भी होता है, but I'm just trying to give you कि for research teams, broadly what I've seen, their day-to-day life is broken down into three categories: pre-market hours, during market hours, or post-market hours. Yeah, Ramni, next slide.
So I had a query regarding the previous slide. I am interested into working for equity research. I don't have that workex in my CV. Okay. So how would I get to know about
Sorry, you
this
have?
internship? I don't have
So
equity
you have?
research workex. I
You
don't
don't
have.
have. Okay.
Yeah, and I want to gain knowledge and expertise on equity research. Okay. So how would I know कि कहाँ पे internship program run हो रहा है?
So there are a couple of sources in मेरे हिसाब से, I think you know these sources, but still you want me to say those sources. So of course, a couple of those resources would be your job portals, the websites of the company. So if you know which companies are the good companies that you want to target at, so those companies also on their websites have sections on internships. So you try and put your details there. So that's the first. A lot of job portals have segments for internships. To me, that's a second source. So that's first two easy and theoretical sources. And the third and fourth to me is more realistic and practical. What we generally most of the time we've seen gets converted is for example, how do you make an impact to people when you interact with people who work in the industry. So, for example, if you're interacting with somebody who is part of this segment, and you're able to make that impression, and then that person in his team or in his organization, whenever there's an opportunity like this, might give you that lead. Okay, this is there is an opening, and you can get into the process and see if you get through. So that's why I said the first two, I told you, is more theoretical. The third becomes more practical. But for that to happen, that will only happen when you are able to convince those people that yes, you have a talent, and it's a right skill set which deserves a good opportunity. Sneha, does it answer your question?
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I think to me, the next slide is important, and I think Sneha, this will again probably add to the answer to what I said in response to your question. So let's look at the next slide, and then I will probably add a couple of other points to this question. Damni, if we move to the next slide.
So this is the one slide, or should I go with the another one?
Next.
Okay. Yes, this is the next slide.
Yeah. So look at this slide. This, if you look at the starting point, the first point. This is where I work on team on associate for 3 years. So I think the numbering is wrong on this slide. So if you look at the third point, analyst. So this is where, so what happens in most of the organizations. So suppose if I have an analyst who's a senior research analyst, and suppose suppose let me try and give an example. So suppose if I am a senior research analyst, and I'm doing a research on, let's assume, Indian economy, or let's assume auto sector, I would need some data to be retrieved from different databases, from different sources. So for example, मैं auto sector के ऊपर research कर रहा हूँ, and मैं suppose I need last 5 साल की auto sector की sales कितनी थी. If I need this information, now this information needs to be fetched from different databases, and needs to be brought into a format, and into format, not from a formatting perspective, into the shape and setup which is good for me to analyze further. I would need some interns to do that initial stuff for senior research analyst. The reason why this is important, because अगर senior research analyst को बोलेंगे ये सब काम करने के लिए, then उसका जो bandwidth है, that will get blocked into these works, rather than using that expensive resource for the more higher analytical skill set or higher analytical oriented projects. Sneha, are you able to understand what I'm trying to explain to you?
Yes, yes, sir. I'm getting it.
And this is where these interns fill in. And now let's try and understand if you're able to make an impact to the senior research analyst into that intern program, and if tomorrow there's a position where he needs somebody to hire, why would that senior research analyst will not prefer the intern? He would, or she would, prefer that intern because he or she has worked with that intern, and that intern has showed a potential. That's the reason you get to the next level of working with them for a full-time basis. But case two, if you mess up in that opportunity and you do not make an impact, then the opportunity is gone.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay. Anybody else, any doubt on this? Any query? This last couple of slides, I think, are more important from a practical and career perspective. And I don't believe these are too important from a theory or examination perspective, but it's purely from how you need to understand what you want to get in, and what are the ways to get in, and what skill set or potential or knowledge or attitude you need to have to get into that. कोई डाउट इस पे स्लाइड पे?
No, sir.
ठीक है, in case
No, sir.
Okay, so Damni, if you would move to the next slide.
This one.
Yeah. So if you could recollect that in the one of the previous slide we discussed that one role is a research analyst and then another role is then sales, and the third role is a fund manager. So over a period of time, when you become a very senior in research, you move to sales, and then from sales you move to fund manager. So this is just career progression, but I don't think you need to try and think heavily on this slide because it will not happen in initial couple of years. So for somebody like you who want to get into this industry, the focus would be on the first point, which means the research analyst to get in. Yeah, Damni, next slide.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this is the core slide. To me, this is the only slide which is the most important slide for the entire section. Yes, so the way you need to understand this slide, when we hire people into research, what are the skill set that's being looked for? So I think a couple of them are straightforward, so I will not try and spend time on that. So to me, if I have been if I have to ask to hire someone, or if I'm doing recruitment, so a couple of things that I focus on is the point number 2, which is analytical skill set, and second is your passion and ability to understand the market. Third, do you have an ability to create opinion on your views, and can you back it up? So I think these are the 3 things that I look at an entry level. Baki cheeze, I think, can be developed over a period of time. For example, if you like some candidate and you do not have a strong writing skills, so I think the organization takes care of that. So there are a lot of training that the candidate is asked to go through that to build those writing skills, because you will be at the end you will be required to write those research reports. So I don't see too much of challenge around that. But the couple of things which generally helps you to start your career, and Sneha, this is where I said this again slide is adding to what you were asking earlier, that how do we make an impact? For you to make an impact, or for somebody who wants to get in and wants to make an impact, be it an interview or be it otherwise, these are the few focus area that you have an ability to analyze things. Do you have an ability to analyze and create your opinions, and you have a logics of your opinions? Those opinions might turn out to be wrong in the future, that's okay, but as of today, when you're creating your opinion or your views, do you have an ability to convince people with some logics behind this? And then of course, do you understand what's happening in the market? Do you track market? Do you know what's happening in the market and why it's happening? And these are the few 3 things. If I have to pick top 3 from this slide, these 3 would be my top picks. I think this is a critical slide for you guys. कुछ अगर पूछना है तो बताइए. Guys, any doubt on this?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
No. Okay. Damni, if you could move to the next slide. I think this should be last slide if I'm not wrong.
is the last slide.
Okay. So this completes your equity research section. So what we've not done is how do we do this research? That's something that we'll cover in level 2 and level 3. What I explained you what this research, equity research is. What are the broad two categories or techniques that we use, which is top down and bottom up, and from a career perspective, what are the skill sets that a recruitment manager generally when we hire people around those at an initial stage we look at. Yeah, and probably how does it structure from a business perspective, which means there are two parts where this equity research can add. One is a proprietary trading and an agency based business. So I think to summarize, this is what we've done so far. uh, Again, we'll pause here for 30 seconds in case anybody has any doubt from whatever we've discussed so far.
Sir, we cannot hear you.
Guys, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now you are audible.
Abni, can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. So any questions or queries from what any que- hello guys, I'm not sure if am I audible. Okay, any doubts, questions on this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So what I will do, probably keep it till this piece, because I think my if you move further, which I want to write rather than just doing it because the next topic is on the accounting side. A couple of things I want to write on the screen. So it's okay because I think still is a logistic issue. Guys, will this topic in today's session. Any doubt before we close?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. In case
No, sir.
no questions. Okay. Okay. Thanks everyone. Take care. We'll continue in the next class.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.